Kachotia and welcome to our online chemistry class. This video is made for specially our final year student of BSc Chemistry semester 5. Before we proceeding, I recommend you to check out our latest syllabus. You can download it from official Sabras University website or you can visit link in description below. In this video, we will start with paper 503, which is physical chemistry and analytical chemistry. This paper contains total 5 units and we will start with unit 1 chapter 1, which is second law of thermodynamics. In this video we will cover a following topic, which is first one is limitation of first law of thermodynamics, second one is spontaneous process. So we will start with limitation of first law of thermodynamics. Before we start the limitation, first we quickly understood what is first law of thermodynamics. So first law of thermodynamics, basically known as law of energy conservation. According to this law, energy neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only be converted into one form to another form. In thermodynamics, we mainly concerned with heat and work. So in terms of heat and work, we can define as the first law establishes the quantitative relationship between the heat absorbed and work performed by the system, and mathematically it can be written as delta E is equal to Q plus W. Now we see the limitation of first law of thermodynamics. The first limitation is it cannot explain the direction of flow of heat. Heat generally transforms from hot body to cold body or cold surrounding. However, the reverse of this phenomena is not possible, although it does not violate the first law of thermodynamics. If we have two body, one is hot body, one is cold body, when both body are brought into contact with each other, the heat from hot body continuously transfer to cold body. So it is a natural phenomena. Heat in this body continuously transform into cold body. But if we think a reverse phenomena, that heat present in a cold body transform to hot body. So in this case, cold body get more and more colder and hot body get more and more hotter. So this phenomena cannot possible in natural way. So the first law of thermodynamics cannot explain why this process does not possible. Second is, it does not specify the feasibility of process or chemical reaction. Whether a chemical reaction or process is feasible or not, we cannot say by first law of thermodynamics. The next limitation is it does not give any information about whether a process or change of state is possible or not. So in this case, we have example of sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid. Simply it is a neutralization reaction. In this case, when we mix sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid, it instantly converts into sodium chloride and H2O. But if we think a reverse phenomena, that if we take a sodium chloride and water and mix together, we does not get sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid in natural way. The next limitation is all process involve the conversion of heat into work and vice versa are not equivalent. Basically, what does it mean? It means that if we convert heat into work, they are always less efficient. heat cannot be converted 100% into work. But if we convert a mechanical energy, that means a work, into a heat or a thermal energy, are more efficient. So the first law of thermodynamics failed to answer why heat is cannot be converted into 100% work. The next, so the first law of thermodynamics give us a necessary condition but not sufficient condition for a process to occur. So to overcome the limitation of first law of thermodynamics, we needed another law of thermodynamics, which is second law of thermodynamics. So basically what we can get with second law of thermodynamics is, the second law of thermodynamics help us to determine, first one is direction of process or chemical reaction. So with the help of second law of thermodynamics, we determine whether a process or a chemical reaction occur spontaneously or not, and we can get the information about equilibrium condition. So with the help of second law, we can determine the maximum fraction of heat that can be converted into a work. So basically we determine the efficiency of an heat engine by second law of thermodynamics. So these are the limitation of first law of thermodynamics. Now we will see idea about spontaneous process. In our daily life, we observe so many processes that can be happen in a single direction only. The reverse direction of this process cannot be possible naturally. For example, if you break the glass never joint back naturally. It is a single direction process. So this type of process are spontaneous process. Now we see the definition of spontaneous process: a physical or a chemical change that occur naturally in one direction without any external aid. This type of process is known as spontaneous process. So this type of process occur naturally and without any external aid, or it require a small amount of energy to get process started. The spontaneous process may be fast or slow. Some spontaneous process are very fast and some spontaneous process are very slow. For example, the burning of butane gas is very fast. When you burn the gas, it instantly get burned. But other example is the radioactive decay of uranium 235 take millions of years. So all natural process are proceed spontaneously, means in single direction. It cannot be reversed naturally and are thermodynamically irreversible. Now we see some of the example of spontaneous process. First example is a water falling down from waterfall. The process does not require any external energy or external force. It occurs by its own. But if we think a reverse phenomena, it cannot happen naturally. So this is a second example. A melting of ice occur spontaneously. So if we take an ice cube at a room temperature, it will melt down spontaneously or naturally. Our next example is a gas expand spontaneously from high pressure region to a low pressure region. So in this figure there are two chambers. First chamber is filled with gas and second one is evacuated. Both chambers are joined by valve. If we open the valve, the gas present in this chamber are continuously penetrated to another chamber or evacuated chamber. These process are spontaneous process it happen naturally. But if we think a reverse phenomena, that all gas molecule present in this chamber are naturally comes to this portion, it cannot happen naturally. So it is a non-spontaneous process. Next example is electric current flow spontaneously from a point of higher potential to a point of lower potential. Next example is heat flow spontaneously from a hot reservoir to a cold reservoir until the temperature become uniform throughout. The heat continuously flow from hot body to a cold body until the temperature of both body are become same. So these are the few example of spontaneous process. That's it for now. We will meet in next video.